Hey, what's good? What's good? Of course, it's yours truly, Mike, back at you guys with another video. And today I feel like this video was geared, more towards, foreigners that are trying to find, love or, find their woman or anything like that on online, social, or dating sites. So today's video is how to properly use, more so specifically, dating sites, online dating sites, so that you can find what you're looking for. I hear a lot of guys asking me or telling me, what do I need to look for in certain women when I'm, establishing online dating relationships and stuff like that. You know, and I try my best to give them, the best advice that I can, but I made this video specifically for them. Okay? Now, first and foremost, most, social sites like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, they're worldwide. They're all over the world. And, I want to give you guys a quick example of, the use of social media for certain people. Now, I once knew a guy, he was a classmate of mine, and he really had a hard time talking to girls face to face. So what he would do is he would say just enough to the girl to get her social media information, so that he can hit her up with a DM or a direct message, and he would write her on Facebook or whatever social site that she had. He just had a hard time talking to girls face to face, so he really felt like his best outlet was to talk to girls on their social sites. Is it weird? Not really. Some people just have a hard time, with the face-to-face approach. Maybe they're just nervous or shy. I know it seems crazy. He was, good enough to approach her to get the information, but not good enough to actually talk to her that way. But, sometimes that's just how social media works for these guys. Like I said, fortunately for me, as far as online dating, I never really had to use it because, again, like I told you, I lived in the country. So, anybody that I really wanted to talk to, I was able to do it on a face-to-face basis, unless I came across a person, in Facebook or something like that. That would be how it would generally work for me, because I don't really have Instagram and I don't have Twitter, stuff like that. I don't really have it, not yet. So, actually, I do have a Twitter. I just never use it. But anyways, first things first, you have to find the online dating site that is for you. Now, more specifically, some social, this is going to kill me, social sites, are only for specific areas, all right? Or not for specific areas, but, some social sites are better in some areas than others. So you have to go online, do a Google search, and, whatever country you're looking for women in, you type in, Russian online dating sites, or like specifically for this instance, Philippine online dating sites. And of course, they'll give you a few, they'll give you a list of a different, dating sites and things like that. Then you just find the one that you believe is for you. Now, personally, I don't believe in having to pay to use a dating site, because I just feel like that's just not necessary. Now, some people may agree or disagree, but I would recommend you guys find a free one so that you can do trial and error and see if it works for you. And if it doesn't work for you, you just try another one. All right, now once you've chosen the online dating site that you want to use, what you'll do is you'll go in, you'll create your profile, make sure you use the best pic of yourself, not the old picture of yourself, but the best picture of yourself that you have now. We're not into catfishing, people. Again, we'll talk about that later on in the video, because some girls also catfish guys. We'll get to that later on. But you want to choose the best picture of yourself, and you want to make sure that your profile has just enough about you so people can get an idea of what they're getting themselves into. All right? Now, once you set up your profile, you're ready to go. You're ready to start searching, right? You're ready to start looking for the girl of your dreams, all right? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to set your parameters. You know, if you're looking for a girl between a certain age, you set up the age range that you're looking for, and then you'll type in the country. If it's multiple countries that offer the use of this dating site, you'll choose the country that you want. I wouldn't recommend you go as in-depth as a particular city unless you know your way around the particular country. Like if you know your way around the Philippines and you feel like, okay, I want to look for girls in, Davao City. I want to look for girls in, Manila. I want to look for girls in Cebu. Then okay, you can do that if you feel comfortable enough in that particular, setting that particular parameter for yourself. And it's always best to see who's online right now, so that you can instantly talk to that person. Now we get into the actual, excuse me, I know it's a little shaky, sending of the messages, okay? Now this part, I feel, is where we're going to get a little bit more in depth. I'm sure some of the things that I'm telling you, you probably already know, but I kind of feel like for the guys out there, this part is going to be a little bit more, it's going to be a little bit more of an in-depth, situation. Not too much, but as much, detail as I possibly can. Straight out the gate, hi's, hellos, how are you? If that's how you're going to start your message, it's fine, but if that's how you're going to end it, there's probably a high percentage chance you will not get a message back. I say high percentage chance, but there is a chance that you will. So if you just message a girl and you're like, hi, hello, how are you? Chances are the lady's response will be fine. Now before that, I'm sorry, you got to scroll through, the profiles and see which ones are for you. Now ladies, do not get mad at me for saying this. Please don't get mad at me for saying this, but I recommend all of my foreign friends, all of my guys out there to send messages to multiple women. Now remember, at this stage, all we're trying to do is establish a friendship, a connection of some sort. All right, so it's okay to send messages to multiple women because you're just trying to get to know people at this stage. Once you find the one for you, then we'll get into, other ways that we can, talk to them on a personal basis. All right. So ladies, I'm only saying that because sometimes you do not respond. There are many reasons why a woman will not respond to you. Maybe they're just not attracted to your picture. Maybe they're just not attracted to your profile. Maybe there's just nothing for them to say. Maybe they get a lot of messages from a lot of guys and they look over your message, or they just haven't gotten to your message yet. There are multiple reasons why women will not write you back. So that's why I recommend guys send, messages to many different people, women, so that you can see which ones are out there and which ones are interested, just as interested in you as you are in them. Okay. So let's say you find the one, let's say you send your messages again, back to the messages, hi's, hellos, let it go. If that's all you're going to say, there's a high percentage chance you're not going to get something. So what I recommend is that you do this. First things first, read the profile. Okay? Read the profile. I say this specifically because if you're going to send a message based on something that you found in a profile. Like, for example, if a girl says that she likes to read or likes to watch movies or something, and you say, okay, I like to read and watch movies too. You send a message to the lady, hey, how are you doing? I saw that, you like to read and watch movies, and I like to do the same thing too, and I kind of feel like, that's something that me and you could do together, blah, blah, blah. Something funny, something that'll make them smile, something that'll, make you attractive to them. So you have to be funny, but you have to be serious too. All right. Now, I say read the profile first, because if you're going to send a message based on just the picture alone, you have to really, really know what you're going to say in your message about the picture. For example, you say, hi, how are you? I came across your profile. I see you have very beautiful eyes. I like them. Something like that. If you're going to say something based on that, that's okay. But I don't want the girl to feel like you're only attracted to her because she's got beautiful eyes. Even though that's a very, very beautiful compliment, you have to come with just a little bit more sometimes, just to make sure that she knows you're not just interested in how beautiful she is. Okay? You have to come with just a little bit more sometimes. Sometimes girls don't have a lot in their profile, so the only thing that you have to work with is a picture. So, sometimes you just have to, scroll through the profile first, see if there's something in there that you can use to your advantage to write the message. And then if that's not the case, look at the profile picture, find something about her. I like that you have blonde hair, or, I like your eyes, or, I just think all around you're beautiful. Now, don't be corny. Again, you don't want to be corny because corny doesn't get you anywhere. But you just have to be casual in your approach. All right. Now, let's say that you wrote your messages to a couple of women, as I said, and, you're just waiting for the response now. Excuse me. You're just waiting for the response. Sometimes the response don't come the next day. Sometimes it doesn't come within the hour, the minute, however fast you want it. Sometimes it'll come a couple days later. All right. Let's say you get the response. Whatever she says, don't really matter. Because what's going to happen at this particular point is you're going to find a way to have time out. Rewind. I should not say that it doesn't really matter what she says. You should always pay attention to what she says. But what you're going to do is you're going to respond to whatever she says there, and you're going to try to find a way to get in touch with her off of that social site, which is the reason why I don't believe paying for, dating sites, social or dating sites. I don't feel like you should have to pay for that, because for the most part, you're going to try to find a way to talk to her outside of that. Let's say, for example, if you're living in different countries, you need a place to get in touch. Skype is always good. Viber, WhatsApp, imo, however you say it. In the Philippines, they do Kakao Talk, which is something I don't really use, but they have it here. Whatever she has, and if you don't have it and you really, really want to talk to her, just download it. It doesn't really matter, okay? Because the point is you're trying to find a way to have a conversation with her off of that dating site. Because let's be honest, sometimes people don't live on dating sites. They live on their social sites, but they don't live on dating sites. So you're really trying to find a way to get a number or a way to contact her. Facebook Messenger is always a winner. If you want to talk to girls, you can say, what's your Facebook? And so let's have a message in Facebook Messenger or something like that. That'll work for you too. You just have to figure out the best way to talk to her outside of the actual social site. Now, again, I say the social site is useful specifically for trying to establish an interaction with, the women that you're trying to talk to. You have to establish that information, because once you get that information, you're going to try to move it off of that site so that you guys can have personal one-on-one time. Because, most times people going through using those online dating sites, they're going to stay on the online dating site. So if you're going to sit there and talk to the girl just on the site, it just encourages them to see more people writing to them. It just says, oh, this person's sending me a message while I'm talking to this person or this particular guy. Let me see what he's writing about. All right. So I encourage you guys to, try to find a way to get it off of the social site so that you guys can talk one-on-one. There's nothing wrong with the use of the social site, but you just don't want her to be distracted. And you also don't want to be distracted, okay? Because most girls will ask you, how many girls are you talking to on this site? Or how many girls have you met here on this site before? And you don't want to lie, but you probably don't want to tell the truth either. So it's probably best to just get off the site whenever you're talking to that girl and just say, you know what, baby, it's just me and you right now. I'm talking to you. You're my focus. You're who I want to talk to. And that's it. And I'm pretty sure that you'll find a way to make that work. Now, again, I probably missed some things here. I just wanted to give you guys some quick details on how I feel you should use online dating to your advantage. All right, make sure the profile is good. Set your parameters for the type of woman you're looking for. Read the profiles. If you can't find anything in the profiles to message her about, look at the picture, find something nice about her to say, compliment her. Let's not be overly complimentary, because you don't want to be corny about it. And then, don't compliment her, which is another thing. Don't compliment her on things that you can guarantee that she's already been complimented on in the past, because that shit's going to get boring. Girls don't like to hear the same compliment. Oh, you have a nice body, or, ooh, you look good in your bathing suit. If that's like the picture that she has, let's not focus too much on that part, okay? Now, speaking of photos and things like that, let's also be aware of women that may catfish. This is one of the main reasons why I encourage the use of trying to find a way to talk with her one-on-one. If you're able to get a Skype video in, you can know this person's real. See her Facebook. If her Facebook has normal pictures, like pictures of her hanging out at her house or hanging out at her school or hanging out at her work, normal pictures that normal people take, then there's a chance that the person that you are talking to is real. But if she's always in like model wear, like always in a bathing suit, or all of her pictures are just her always in full-blown makeup and doing modeling pictures, you might want to question that just a little bit, okay? Because I want you guys to make sure that you're talking to the person that's really in the picture. Because catfishing does exist, ladies and gentlemen. I watched the show. For those of you in the Philippines that don't know what catfish is, you can Google it on, Google it, or you can check it on YouTube. I don't know if they show it on MTV2 there or the MTV regular channel, but it's a show about, people getting into these online relationships and finding out that the person that they're talking to is not really the person that they think that they're talking to. But you can YouTube videos on catfish. It's a TV show. I know my retainer's in right now, so I'm talking a little funny. But catfish, CATFISH, just in case you can't understand me saying it, okay? Now again, guys, I always want to make sure you guys stay safe. Women also who use online dating sites, make sure that you are able to physically see the person, things like that. Make sure you know. Now, let's fast forward a little bit and let's say that the relationship is getting a little serious, guys, and you're like, oh man, she's really into me. Let's just make sure that she's into you for the right reasons, okay? Because chances are, if the girl she's not necessarily a bad one, but chances are you really need to be on high alert. If within the first couple of times that you're messaging back and forth, she starts to ask for money for any reason. Maybe somebody's sick. Maybe she needs to go to the hospital. Maybe she needs to buy books. Maybe she needs to enroll tuition for studies and stuff like that. You need to make sure that you're careful of those things. I feel like if a woman asks for money from you within the first week or so, that's questionable. If a woman asks for money from you, period, within the first 6 months of you knowing her, that is, conspicuous. So look out for that, because they'll ask for money for any reason at all. And I'll probably make a video on that about the 3 types of women that I believe you should look out for. I'm not sure if I will post that video before this one or after this one, but I'm definitely going to make that video coming very, very soon. All right. But for right now, I just want you guys to stay safe. I want you guys to be able to find the one you're looking for, because sometimes you can't physically be in the country in which you want to go yet. So it's always good to go ahead and have a girl waiting for you when you get there. If you want to try to establish yourself when you get there, then that's fine too. But at least if you have a girl waiting for you before you decide to travel, at least there's always going to be somebody there to look out for you when you finally arrive. Even if it's just a friend or like somebody to tour you around. That's always a good idea too. It doesn't have to even be from a love aspect or opportunity looking for women. You can just use it as somebody to help you out whenever you decide to get there. And trust me, there are many, many women online that are willing to help you do that. All right, guys? Love you always. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.